Good evening, YouTube. Good evening, world. I am Splatzloki, also known as Anonymous Zero. Today I bring you Splatzloki Initiative 004, True Democracy. Some of you may be under the impression that your country already has democracy, but that's not true. Your country has representative democracy. In the US, you have the Electoral College and the two-party system. When you consider the amount of money needed to run for office, there is not a single politician alive who represents their constituents. They're not in your tax bracket. They don't know what it is to worry about paying bills. They don't know what hunger is. And they will never know. And they will never represent you. Representative democracy is a crock. If you take 8 people who all chip in on a pizza, and that pizza has 5 toppings, they will never come to a consensus. They will never agree on the perfect combination of toppings. And likewise, politicians will always lie out of necessity. There is no perfect combination of decisions that they can make to please 40,000, 100,000, or 140,000 people. It is impossible. So, out of necessity, they have to lie. And because of the cost of running for office, they have to be rich. They do not represent us. And a democracy based upon that representation is a crock. Our politicians are corrupt. They perpetrate fraud and lies and participate in kickback schemes. We have to change that. Some of you have become jaded and cynical. You've stopped voting. Somewhere around 60 to 85% of you have done this, and you shouldn't. You should always vote, even if it is only a stopgap measure. What I'm proposing today is not a stopgap measure, it's a solution. But until that solution comes through, you should vote, just in case. What I propose we do is use technology to our advantage. Even the poorest among us have cell phones. And instead of voting for America's Got Talent or American Idol, we can receive text messages 3 times a day or even 3 times a week. And we can text in votes, up or down votes, yay or nay. But instead of television, we'll be voting on taxes, laws, even budgets. We could be the first true democracy. I'm not even sure that the Greeks had a true democracy. They probably had a form of representative democracy as well. There's only two problems with my plan. One is security. What's to prevent voter fraud? Well, since we're getting rid of the middlemen in Congress and the House of Representatives, we can pull all that money together, and those people, they do command a hefty salary. So that pool of money will be full of money. We can take that money and contract something state-of-the-art. Take humans out of the equation. Make it automated. And that will prevent voter fraud. The other possible problem is that the poorest among us may not be able to afford a phone. Me, myself, I'm just a civilian, an average consumer, and I purchased a very old model phone that's practically analog, and it came with $20 worth of calls prepaid credited to that phone, and the phone itself cost $20. So in essence, my phone was free. I'm sure that the government will be offered better deals than I got. So they should be able to hand out free phones to those who can't afford to buy them. Naturally, the government will not be paying for that person's local and long-distance calls. But that person will have a free phone, and that phone will get taxed, and that person will have the opportunity to vote on the same proposals everybody else will be voting on. A true democracy could be revolutionary. It could add common sense and logic to law, to the budget, to society as a whole. It would be a great social experiment, and I think it would be a resounding success. Within 2 years of voting, we could reprioritize all government spending and reinfuse the legal system with humanity, with compassion, with empathy. Something that's been sorely lacking for a very long time. Our foreign policy could also become a great deal more humane, not just dedicated to war. We have the technology. Even if we don't use cell phones as a vehicle, we have the technology to vote, to where every man and woman in the country can vote on every proposal, on every law. The first true democracy. I invite you to install it and I invite you to that revolution. This has been Splatzloki Initiative 004, True Democracy.